What's up guys, Bule doyan motor. We are the 4th of May. The reason I decided to go for a ride is because 2 days ago I had to go in emergency to the dentist. One of my crown just broke and I had to go to the dentist. So I was thinking, well, you know what, if I'm going to the dentist then the risk of contamination was high, and now I'm thinking, you know what, let's go out. Anyway, I'm alone, I will keep my social distance and I will make just a ride in the nature. Maybe we could do what I like and what I dislike about the Versys X Tourer. Let's do that, we have some time. So my bike is almost 16,000 kilometers. I bought it 1 year ago, she's 1 year old. So in Indonesia it's a 250cc, developing 34 horsepower, where around the world it's 300cc, developing 40 horsepower. The reason why we have the 250cc in Indonesia is because we have a luxury tax over 250cc. So Kawasaki decided to keep the price of that bike affordable, so they reduce the capacity of the engine from 300cc to 250 to avoid to pay 74% of taxes. To give you an idea of how much this bike costs in Indonesia, this bike costs roughly 5,000 US dollar, where for example a CB 500X costs around 11,000 US dollar. So you see what happens if you pass the 250cc mark. The price just double up. Or the solution, you have the BMW 310GS that develop exactly 34 horsepower like this one, but is a single cylinder, where this one is a twin cylinder, a parallel twin. But the BMW GS 310 in Indonesia, same thing, is around 9,000 US dollar. So double, you can buy two Versys for one GS, which is a bit ridiculous because it's the same power. Then you have the Benelli TRK 5002X, excellent bike, a bit heavy, 235 kilo, where this one is only 170. Capacity 47 horsepower, but then 47 horsepower with 235 kilo and 34 horsepower for 170 kilo. When you make the math, you do the math, so you have performance that are quite the same. So what else do we have? Oh yeah, we have the Royal Enfield Himalayan. It's a 411cc, but developing 24 horsepower. I mean, it's just like, there's nothing in there. For a weight, that's something like that. And the price is around 7,000 US, more expensive than the Versys. And also the Royal Enfield in Indonesia do not have the ABS, where this one have ABS, and it saved my life a couple of times. So let's start with what I like about that bike. So what I like is that when I bought it, it was completely equipped. ABS, crash bar, panniers, 12 volt socket to plug your phone, fog lamp, everything you need to start adventure. So truly an adventure bike. She's quite light, because 170 kilo is okay. She had also true capacity of attacking the road on asphalt, because the engine is quite low, so it makes a gravity center very low compared to other bikes, especially Honda CB500X, where the weight is quite up, a bit like the Africa Twin. But then in the same time the engine is low, which doesn't give a good ground clearance for off-road. But as you understood, this is not the main purpose of that bike. This bike is more an adventure tourer, just like as they named it, the X Tourer. So it allows you to put top case, top box, panniers, and charge the bike to go for an adventure, which is exactly what I'm doing in Bali, Indonesia. I plan to go east of Indonesia and visit Lombok, Sumbawa and Flores after the corona crisis is finished, because right now we cannot move from one island to another. It's forbidden. It makes sense. So talking, oh yeah, we'll continue to the list of what I like. The consumption, she really give me around 23-25 kilometers per liter, which is very good. It gives me a range of 350-400 kilometers, depend how I ride, with a full tank. The tank is a 17 liter. I get adapted to the twin engine, because before I always preferred one cylinder bike, mono cylinder. I always preferred that before, and with time and by riding this bike more and more, I appreciate the twin. Because it's more easy to ride, and I found that actually off-road it makes it very interesting, because she's not easy to stall. You can stay in off-road when it's a bit difficult, you are in first gear and you don't really need, you just give a little gas and the bike continue to go, where single cylinder have tendency to stall. And that's what I like about the twin cylinder on that Kawasaki. So very good consumption, very good range. I like the performance of that bike, because the engine is the engine of the Ninja 250 or the Ninja 300 if you are abroad. And this engine give you a top speed for an adventure bike that is around 150 km per hour, which is definitely good. I like also the fact that the speedometer is very accurate. I had the opportunity to use the GPS speed, and there is only 3 km difference between what the Odo give you and the real speed, 3 to 5 km, which is very good. I saw some bike like the Benelli TRK 502X that were like 15 km per hour off, which is huge, which is the bike indicate you that you are at 130 km per hour, but actually you are at 115. So I guess that maybe it was for safety reason for Europe, for the radar, not to get not to lose your driving license. And so, but the thing is, having the Ninja engine change one thing. You have to rev up the bike very high to get the 34 horsepower, because the 34 horsepower are at 10,300 RPM, which is quite high. So you will find yourself driving that bike most of the time in red zone all the time when you want to play with it. But otherwise, as you can see, I'm in 5th gear, 5000 RPM, and if I put some gas, the bike is going. So there is enough torque to drive smoothly. But true, if you want to pass a car, you have to drop 1, 2 gear, and that's where the power is. So for the people who like instant response, it's not really good. But otherwise, as soon as you pass the car, you can put yourself even in 6th gear, and without touching anything, you see, I can still go. I like the riding position of that bike. It's very relaxed. Stability as well, as you can see, eh? Very stable bike. So I stay in 6, eh? I can even 50 km/h, 6 gear going up, and she still go. So you can drive very smoothly with it. I was very harsh the first time I tried that bike, I remember, because I didn't like it the first time I test ride the bike, because she was in my taste underpowered. Because for sure, if you drive it like a single cylinder, she will disappoint you. You have to think that you have to rev it up. So you have to change your mindset to appreciate that bike. I can do it in 6. Oh yeah, I love also the clutch. This bike is equipped with a slipper clutch. Can you imagine? I mean, it's a small bike, but they put slipper clutch on it. So off-road, it's a bit weird because you don't have like the same feeling as a direct clutch. But on the road, it's interesting when you shift down, when you downshift, to not lock the rear wheel. As you can see, she rev up very long. She breathes, she has a long breath. Oh, that's so good to ride. Now I appreciate. The first hour of that trip was so stressful. Now I can enjoy. So what I dislike about that bike, well, first the seats. They made the hardest seat in the world. After, honestly, I put some gel and some net. So I put a net to avoid to have my bum burning or wet when it's raining. And then I put some gel pad under the net, but even with that I can handle to ride the bike only 1 hour. If I didn't have the gel and the net, it's 30 minutes max. After that you have to stand up because it's really killing your butt cheek, killing it. Oh, they give free alcoholic solution to wash the hand. Interesting. Yeah, they put hydroalcoholic tank everywhere to wash your hand, or maybe it's just like water tank, and so people can wash their hand. Well, that's clever. So what I dislike about this bike is also the engine, because honestly I will prefer to have more power. Sometimes I miss it in some situation, especially at low RPM, because when you are stuck in the sand, for example, or in the mud, but you need to I mean in the sand especially, you need to rev it up like crazy to go out, so you will burn your clutch basically. So it's in that sense that I don't like the engine, but otherwise it's really enough. I mean that's why I consider to keep it, because so many times I'm thinking, do I need more power? Not really. I don't like the fact that there is no protection for the engine, and there is no skid plate, and the oil filter is exposed to stone projection. So this is something that actually they should think from the beginning and give it as a standard protection. Instead of that, they just put some plastic pieces, but they don't protect the engine. So, and it's very difficult to find the accessories, especially in Indonesia. I really don't like the turning sign. It's I have to fix it. They are falling down, they are breaking very often, and they don't take it in guarantee. So I had to find a solution to fix it. What else I don't like about this bike? Yeah, the quality of the Komodo. You see the painting is going away very quickly. All the plastic, they start to become gray. They are not shiny anymore. So yeah, rear suspension, front suspension, it's not adapted for really off-roading. I wish they really put like a Showa inverted fork up front, like the little Honda CRF 250 Rally. But otherwise, 19-inch front, 17 rear, you can do a bit of off-road, you can have a little fun, so it's okay. Would I recommend it? Honestly, yes, I will recommend it, because she's fully equipped, she has a good behavior. I would say she's like 70% on the road, 30% off-road. I went to Kintamani and they closed all the access to the volcano, so I didn't want to risk to still go over there and upset people. So I decided to just turn back and going back home now. So I hope you are fine. I hope you are in good shape, all of you. I hope you enjoy it. See you later, guys. Bye bye.